Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little stream for you guys and gals out there. Another stream of pure bitter disappointment in regards to this transfer window and Manchester United and the Glazers shithouses in general. How are we all doing today, folks? Thank you for getting in here for the stream. We are live to discuss the latest news in regards to United's transfer window and, unfortunately, some other clubs' transfer window. So, hope you're all having a good one today, guys, and let me know I'm coming through loud and clear. Smash the 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Had a few technical issues before the show, hence why we're a few minutes late. Sorry to keep you waiting there, guys. Do us a favour at the start of this show, though, and smash that like button. Thank you, Kingslayer. Hit that thumbs up on the video. Give us a like and also give us a share around. We've pinned the tweet to the top of the live chat. If you want to go and give us a retweet, we will give you a shout out later on in the show. Thanks everyone for getting in here, by the way, in the chat. We've got Kingslayer in here, Blake Butler, what's going on, Vicious Binmen, Connor Matthews, Kate Cadet, Johnny, Ahmed, everyone, thank you very much for joining us today. So basically what it is, it's another day of absolute gash-tasticness for Manchester United. We're working on bloody Weghorst, and other teams are going to get proper top players. Now, don't get me wrong, Weghorst is a decent player, isn't he? He's a good player for, the short term to try and sort the problem out that Manchester United have of having Martial Melter alone up top. That's the concern that we have, is just trying to fill the hole. We're not trying to fill the hole well, though. We're just trying to bodge it as always. We could be spending a little bit more and going to have a bit more ambition and going to get a bit higher caliber player. But it turns out we don't have the bollocks or the bot or the wherewithal to do that, mainly because of our shithouse Glazer owners. So let's just get into it, though. I mean, it is not done yet, but the latest breaking news that just come out a few moments ago from David Ornstein is that Chelsea have reached a verbal agreement to sign Joao Felix on loan from Atletico Madrid. The fee is 11 million euros, below initial Atletico asking price. Man United and Arsenal are keen, but the 23-year-old had choice and Chelsea project appealed. More reinforcements to follow this month. Well, I'm sure the Chelsea project appealed. It must be the least appealing out of all the fucking projects so far. Just the fact that Chelsea prepared to spend the money in order to get this guy in, and we're not. They're prepared to spend the money for a loan deal with maybe a potential to buy this guy in the future as well. And because of the Glazer-nomics going on in the club, we don't have the same level of ambition to go and get this guy. So Chelsea have reached the agreement. Oh, Gungshi, he says, damn, I didn't get a notification again. Gashtastic YouTube, that's bloody awful, mate. That's absolutely awful. Yes, I know I didn't get a notification either, guys. Smash a 1 if you got a notification. Smash a 2 if you did not. But yes, that's Gash. I don't know what's going on there, but yes, do us a favour and smash the like button, guys, and give it a share and help us out, help us come back. YouTube's Gashtastic notification system. I mean, I guess they're offering Champions League, but the actual performance of them so far at the moment is just fantastic, isn't it? So it's like, if there was an actual offer on the table, say from Arsenal, with the possibility of maybe winning the Premier League, that would appeal. Manchester United are doing quite well at the moment as well. We are in the mix. If we do well in the next couple of games, we could even be challenging. Nobody got a notification for this stream. That is fucking brilliant. That is fucking brilliant, isn't it? What is the matter with this bullshit? Anyway, so so basically that's it, guys. We pretty much, it looks like, unless we're prepared to swoop in now and get the deal done with Atletico Madrid to try and match this sort of an offer, it looks like this guy will probably be going to Chelsea. So we have missed out. We have missed out on a good player here, guys, which is a big shame, because I think this guy is a much better technical player than, you know, the likes of Weghorst. Weghorst is a good player. He's a different sort of player altogether. He's a big beast of a player. He's a different sort of player altogether. It wouldn't hurt to have both of them, in all fairness. But again, United lacking the ambition thanks to those shithouse Glazers. Let's get some green and gold in the live chat and a hashtag Glazers out, because that's what's costing us getting these sorts of players. Once again, it's just another case of a player we're going to miss out on to a rival who we could have gone and got. If we were prepared to have just that little bit more ambition. So I don't want to dwell too much on, Joao Felix. It's not like he was that realistic. We were going to go for him anyway because of our bottle job owners. So it's, there you go. The path is clear for him to go and sign for somebody else. Okay, nice one, Gungshi. Thank you for looking on the channel to see if we were live. I appreciate that, lad. Berber says he'd rather have Weghorst up front than Rashford. Well, okay, in terms of where we would like to see Rashford play, I would like to have Rashford play in the left wing. Anyway, he's looked absolutely lethal there. He scored a lot of goals from there. Of course, he has played a couple of games at number 9. That's not his best position. His best position is out on the left wing, most definitely. Yep, Orlando Arellano, thank you for your comment. He says, Feck, are we not getting Joao? So at the moment, we don't know. It doesn't look like we are. We don't know because it depends if Man United are going to go in for him now. Very unlikely that we will try and match that sort of an offer, but we should do. We can provide a decent project with a potential for maybe an option to buy as well, which may appeal to the player depending on sort of how we're doing next the end of the season. But I think, yes, we've got just as much right as anybody to go in for this guy, but we don't have the ambition to do it. The Chelsea scummers, on the other hand, with their new owner, they've already spent a shitload of cash. Fucking hell, they spent hundreds of millions already as well. We've spent a couple hundred million this summer, but they spent hundreds of millions as well. And they're prepared to make the sort of signings that we should be making in order to try and strengthen their season and help them out big time. So, and Arsenal, they were understood to have some sort of an interest as well. It doesn't seem like they've been prepared to go to the correct sort of level that Atletico Madrid needed. We were discussing it yesterday, weren't we, guys? We said that there was an offer, essentially, that was rejected from Atletico Madrid, or from Man United by Atletico Madrid, I should say, rejected by Madrid. And was a new proposal on the table, essentially, which was that Manchester United could actually have Joao Felix if they were prepared to go to, I think it was 9.5 million up front, pounds, and then, pay all of his wages with an option to buy of somewhere in the region of 70 million pounds, which would mean that if you wanted to take him on permanently, it's just over 80 million. You've got to pay his wages for the remainder of the season. I mean, it's not the best value deal, but it's also certainly not the worst with how things are going in the transfer market, and Chelsea see the opportunity there. And they are prepared to pay that fee up front. We said yesterday, Manchester United should just pay it. If that's the amount of money, which it seems it is, because this agreement reported as per here by David Ornstein says that it's an 11 million euro loan fee, which is around about 9.5 million pounds. So it is pretty accurate in terms of what we heard yesterday. That's what Atletico Madrid wanted. Chelsea seemingly have been prepared to pay that. And so therefore they have got the rights to go and get Joao Felix on loan. So as you can see there, the fee is £11 million. It's below the initial asking price of Atletico. So there's been a bit of negotiation and they've bent a little bit, but they did want a high fee for a big high profile player that they're going to have to, go without for the rest of the season. So, yeah, it's a calamity, guys. It's another missed opportunity by United if we don't get him. It may well not be the case that he ends up going to Chelsea. You just don't know. It may fall down. All in well and good having a verbal agreement in place, but we know what verbal agreements are like. Just look at that Gastastic De Jong deal last summer for Man United. But, this is a different team that you're negotiating with. They've got a want-away player, essentially, who probably does want to go. And so, therefore, that's the case. I mean, this is how it was before this news came out. There was, this is the understanding. We have reports here, a report from Miguel Delaney that says that Joao Felix, this was a few hours ago, Joao Felix has been offered to a few clubs, as has Morata, but no takers so far due to the price of the loan deal. That was a few hours ago. So Manchester United, not gone in prepared to meet that fee, but Chelsea since then have done. So, yeah, I think it's a big loss, peeps. We could have gone and got both of those guys if we had some ambition. Maybe bought Weghorst, loaned Joao Felix. If we had any sort of ambition, we could have had both of those guys. And all of a sudden, we've gone from having proper gash depth up there to having really quite some decent depth. Kate Cadet comments, why isn't there transparency? Show us the evidence there's no money and explain to your fans why this is the case. Glazers never properly communicate with us supporters and I'm sick of it. Spot on, Kate Cadet, you're right. And they just say bullshit things like release statements every now and again saying they're going to try and look for outside funding and all this BS, when in reality we just need them to put their hands into their grubby pockets and try and give us some investment, like a lot of the other owners are doing, like Todd Bowley there over at Chelsea. Dante, what's going on, mate? How you doing, you legend? He says, do we really want Felix? Don't think he solves our problems and doesn't look like an out-and-out number 9, which is what we need. Well, okay, but what I'm saying is we could get both of them in there. Why is it that we should not be trying to have a bit of ambition to maybe go and win the league at this stage? We're not that far behind. Why are we just content to bottle it out for a top 4 trophy challenge? That's gash. I know what you're saying. We definitely do need a proper number 9. Weghorst is that. He's going to give us the presence there, and of course, he's a big unit, he's strong, he's physical, all that kind of stuff. Felix, he's more of a technical, elegant ballet dancer of a player, isn't he? So he's not going to be a number 9. He's playing deeper. He's a creative player just as much as he's a goal scorer. But he can get you some goals. He can provide you options up there, most definitely. I just think it goes to show you that we are just completely lacking to have any real drive to try and challenge for anything. The Glazers don't care. If they did, they see an opportunity here. not only they're stopping an opposite team in the Premier League, a rival team, from getting a really good player that's going to help them out, but we're strengthening ourselves massively, and it only costs you, 9.5 million up front plus a bit further down the line. It's just an outright lack of ambition from the Glazers. Yes, that's right. Kate Cadet says Weghorst is an underfed donkey. Nothing more than that. Well, he is more than that, Kate Cadet. That's a bit harsh. His record recently, since the 18-19 season, is very, very good, apart from his record for Burnley in the Premier League, which is shit, 2 goals in 20. But other than that, that was playing for a sinking ship Burnley. Other than that, it's he's done well, in the Netherlands setup. He's a different type of player. He's a big unit. He's a tall individual. He's strong. All that kind of stuff. So it wouldn't hurt to have that kind of player in our squad. It's not a bad deal at all getting Weghorst in, which we'll get on into a moment. But I still am gutted that we missed out on a good player when we could have gone and got him for not very much money, and it seemed like there was a good deal there. Let's ask the chat, though. Some people might not think that Felix is good. So a lot of people don't think he maybe is what we need for the number 9 spot. So let's have a little vote in the live chat and see what you guys are saying. So smash a 1 in the chat if you would have loved to have seen Joao Felix sign on loan for Manchester United this window. Smash a 1 if you would have loved to have seen that. Smash a 2 if you don't think he's really what we need, and you're not bothered at all, and you're happy, and we could go get somebody else now. If that was the case, okay, but are we actually going to go and get somebody else? 2 says Benjamin Bessemer. Kingslayer says 1.5. Vincent says, KK, if he's a donkey, he can move in with Kermit. Lots of 2s coming in the live chat. 1 says Orlando needs someone who'll do. Martial's injury prone. That's exactly what I'm thinking. So there's a lot of people think we don't necessarily need him. I think that we could have definitely done with him. Like you just said, Martial is very much injury prone. You've got a player that can play anywhere across the 3. If Bruno Fernandes gets an injury, you'd love to have Joao Felix come in. Remember, Donny van der Beek's just been injured long term. He's out. So we're relying on Bruno Fernandes to stay fit all season. He is the sort of player that's robust and doesn't seem injury prone at all, Bruno Fernandes, really. But even just a spell of a few weeks, if he gets a knock and Bruno Fernandes is out, you would love to have Joao Felix. Of course you would. So, look, it's just a lack of ambition. If we wanted to have depth, we could go and get him. Vincent would like him. Aaron doesn't want him. Kieran doesn't want him. What do you think of the 200k limit on the wage? I don't think it's real, Zlask. It was reported by Daily Mail, which basically means it's, in the first place. You can basically take it with a pinch of gash in regard to that. But also, for a start, it's just going to limit ourselves massively. Look at all these clubs doing business for big-name players who are already on hundreds of thousands of pounds a week at their current clubs. If you're going to entice a player in from Atletico or Real or Barca or any of these teams, which you see a lot of the top clubs doing because they're trying to sign the best players in the world, they have to pay them big money. Unless the Premier League was to put a cap on spending or on wages, it just would not be a good business plan for Manchester United. That's not Manchester United thing to do, because if they do that, they're just going to literally be shopping around in a bargain basement, so to speak, and only being able to get players that are on less than that already, which, okay, in some ways, your whole model changes. You're looking for maybe a younger type of player, somebody who can develop rather than going to get a ready-made star. But sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need to go and get a Casemiro, or you need to pay get a player for a few $100K a week. You can't have a limit of $200K a week in this current climate, because everybody else is just going to benefit. They will sign the players, because of course a player is going to go somewhere for $300K a week instead of $200K a week. Would you want Felix or Rashi? Rashi, says Doji Flea. I mean, Rashford, 100%. Rashford's in incredible form. He's kind of in the form of his life right now. Rashford has been performing ridiculously well, but I want Rashford to play in the left wing. And of course, that's where his best position is. But I still think it would be much better for Manchester United if we just gone and got him to try and help us, because Donny van der Beek's injured. It would be nice to have somebody that can play like false 9 if we need him to as well. It would also be lovely to have just depth. What's wrong with having depth? So I'm very disappointed with the fact that it looks like Chelsea are going to sign him. It's classic, more of the same bullshit from United. Lack of ambition, what a bunch of bottle jobs. Let's get some poo emojis in the chat and some Glazers out. Let's get off the Felix stuff now then, because it's very much infuriating. In regards to Weghorst now, let's cover the latest Weghorst news. By the way, guys, if you're just getting in the stream, please do us a favour of smashing that like button on the stream. We have got 44 likes on the stream. You what? Bacon Brigade, assemble! Let's get 100 likes. Smash that thumbs up button. It's free. It helps the channel out and boosts us up there on the algorithm, guys. So please do help us out by smashing that like button on it. Cough Punk, what's happening now, lad? He says, Weghorst might suit your lot quite well. Strong and can hold the ball up well. Definitely he will, and he's got that aerial presence as well, and he's a goal threat from the air. So, absolutely, something that we don't have right now. You're spot on. A physical hold-up man, who can score a goal and will give us that aerial threat as well. I couldn't agree more. It is what we need right now. But, yes, I mean, it would be nice to go out there and go get a more established, or not necessarily a more established player, a higher talent player. Let's just say how it is. Weghorst is good, but there's a reason he's only had 19 caps for Netherlands at 30, and before now he's been playing for fucking Besiktas and Burnley. There's a reason for it, peeps. Yeah, Wolfsburg were good at the time when he was there. He's doing well for Wolfsburg. He's had a good career. He's a journeyman, folks. Let's not paint it any other way than it actually is, which this is just a gas-tastic short-term paper over the crack signing for the Glazer shithouses. Come on. He is good, but is he all that? Let's just be totally honest. Anyway, let's read the latest in regards to Weghorst. Negotiations are currently taking place. This is the report from this afternoon here from Time Marshall from the MEN anyway, that says that negotiations are currently taking place between Man United, Burnley and Besiktas to try and strike a deal for Wout Weghorst, with United paying a fee to Burnley, which would then be sent to Besiktas for the termination of his current loan. And also, Mark Ogden reporting that Wout Weghorst could become a Man United player this week if negotiations involving both clubs and United, as well as the players' representatives, proceed to a swift agreement. So still issues that need to be ironed out here, no doubt. We are working on the deal. Reports say that the agreement could be close. Sam Luckhurst from MEN there says that although Manchester United sources say discussions with Wout Weghorst are exploratory, sources in the Netherlands believe an agreement is close. And Fabrizio Romano earlier on reporting that Manchester United are working to find a solution with Besiktas and Burnley to get the Wout Weghorst deal done. Both player and club are confident talks will continue, as player has been very clear he doesn't want to miss this big chance. So that's from Fabrizio Romano via MUFC PMPB or whoever the fuck on Twitter there. And now we've got a statement that's come through from the from Besiktas. And basically, this is the first part of the statement. It says, official statement from Besiktas on Wout Weghorst. The claim that there is an exit clause in our football player's contract stating that his contract can be terminated with a compensation of €2.5 million in case of an offer from the Premier League is fictitious. The statement continues to go on and read, however, the news that the player in question will leave the team on Tuesday is completely untrue. The initiative regarding Wout Weghorst belongs entirely to Besiktas. If there is a development on this issue, the information will be shared. So pretty clear there from Besiktas with their stance. They are not going to let this guy go until they get compensated with what they actually want. So he's, of course, on a loan deal for them. They paid a fee for him. It's a contracted obligation, essentially between Burnley and Besiktas that Burnley have to fulfill, Weghorst has to fulfill here, unless Besiktas say otherwise. Unless they're going to say, unless there is a clause in the contract where they get paid with something they're happy for, there has to be negotiations where an agreement is made between all parties involved where they get compensated well enough to the point where they're happy to miss out on their player for the remainder of the season. So it's not done yet, guys. There you go. It's pretty clear. We've seen that there's a lot of negotiations taking place, and I think it probably will get done because there's not a lot of money involved. Besiktas stand to make a bit of profit for a player that's not theirs, and Man United needs somebody. So I think we will get the deal done, but it's still not there yet at the moment, but it's getting close. There could be potential that this deal is wrapped up soon, but also maybe not. Who knows? We are shit at transfers, precisely, Andy Young. Also, maybe not. We're just absolutely awful at transfers. Therefore, we don't really truly know how long this will take, if at all we can even get it done. No, that's right. Well, Michael says Atletico has agreed terms on the fee. I don't think there's a player agreement yet. Like we said, there's a verbal agreement. It's not even a formal agreement or anything between the two clubs. Verbally, as reported by David Ornstein, there is a verbal agreement between the two clubs, Chelsea and Atletico Madrid, for the loan move of Joao Felix. So that does not mean that the deal's done. It does not mean that it's advanced to a very mature stage. It just means that they have verbally agreed the deal at the moment. Thank you very much there, Andrew. I appreciate that, my son. More money will come in if Slabby goes to Villa, says Johnny M. Yeah, okay, but that's not happening, I don't think. We can live and dream. Hopefully that happens. Of course, we'd love to get rid of the fridge, but it's not that realistic, I don't think. Let's hope. You never know. We've gone into that yesterday. I can't even be bothered to talk about Harry Maguire again today. Kind of just a bullshit story yesterday, as we said. There wasn't much basis for it. Maybe, I guess, there could be things being worked on in the shadows in regards to Harry Maguire to Villa, but it just doesn't seem like that was that realistic. It's wishful thinking in regards to what we want to do. Got a really itchy nose at the bridge of my nose there, guys. Like, really annoying. Get rid of the fridge. I'll drive it myself, says Michael. Yeah, good shout. See, that's the thing. If we could get rid of him, we could use a bit of cash to reinvest, but it's just not that realistic for us to do that. Anyway, Man United should just be going to spend a little bit of cash in this January transfer window to strengthen and give us a little bit of help. In regards to Weghorst, this is René Morlenstein's comments on Wout Weghorst to Manchester United. Just to give you a bit of a background, obviously, René Morlenstein, Fergie's right-hand man for a long time, absolutely brilliant football brain, and Manchester United legend. He says, René Morlenstein said on Wout Weghorst to Manchester United, Erik ten Hag knows what he's doing, for sure. He is 30, so it is a stopgap because of the ongoing rumours with the takeover of new owners. That is probably the reason Ten Hag is being forced to do loan deals. Said it how it is there. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Potentially the Glazers are looking to sell this football club, aren't they? That's where we're at. They're not going to want to invest money and spend 70 million on Osimhen or something like that right now when they could. Because, well, they're looking to sell. So they're not really looking to give a lick of paint to the outside or anything. Well, they've already done a lick of paint. They're not looking to do any proper home improvements. They're just looking to sell and let the next lot do that, I think. But we'll see. I mean, you could spend money in order to generate a bit more cash for the sale. So it doesn't really add up, in my opinion. But at the same time, yes, that is what's going on. The Glazers are trying to sell the club, or they're trying to seek outside investment and sell a portion of the club off, maybe so those parasites can stay and keep milking the teat of United, while all the while spending other people's money to try and appease a fan base to milk absolutely every single last drop of leche out of us that they possibly can. So that's what's going to go on, I think, or they will sell the football club. But until they do, yes, I guess they're not looking to spend super amounts of money in order to give us what we need. They're just going to try and do the bare minimum and plug those gaps, which is, like René Morlenstein said here, that's what it is. It's a stopgap because of the ongoing rumours with the takeover of new owners. That's probably the reason Ten Hag has been forced to do loan deals. There we are. He was speaking to the BBC, so I think he's absolutely bang on. It's the current situation, it's the owners. If we had proper new owners, if you look at Chelsea with the new owners, they're trying to do stuff, they're trying to, invest right at the start of their tenure to try and give the club a boost and try and, start as best way as possible. Man United need new owners to try and do that as well, because our current owners are just stagnant melters. Kevin Curran says, I think we need to use youth. We get them involved. Yeah, man. I mean, why haven't we seen a bit of Charlie McNeil? It's a good point. I mean, if we were prepared to see that, if that was what was going to be the case, I wouldn't really be against it. We've got some good youth players. Let's see some youth players given opportunities. I like your style there, mate, because you never know, you can unearth a gem. If you think about some of the youngsters that have come into Manchester United set up over the last few years that have developed really well and were maybe given opportunities because of necessity due to injuries or whatever the case may be, and have actually broken through. There's actually quite a few. If you think about it. Only in the last few years recently, before that was a bit of a lull. But people like Mason Greenwood, it's not great with Mason Greenwood, that's not great. But Mason Greenwood was an undeniable talent that broke through. Rashford's another one who was given opportunities when we had injuries and took his opportunity, and now look where he is. So if you don't give young players chances, they'll never develop into the players that they can be and fulfill the potential. So couldn't agree more. Let's give a youth player an opportunity. Smash a one, guys, if you'd like to see Charlie Neal introduced into the first team squad proper. Let us know. Smash a one if you'd like to see that. I think it's a good point you bring up. We should be trying to develop some youngsters. We do have some good young players. William Reedy would like to see that as well. And Garnacho's another example, Chris Koo. He says, can he play up top? I guess he could, but he's not very strong or physical. He's quick. He's got a good eye for goal. He's probably best out on the left. Andy doesn't think he's ready. He'd rather we go and spend. Adewale and Zeno and Johnny and Mark Gillosley and RJ all think, yes, that would be a good solution to try and get a bit of a youngster involved. Okay, yes, I'm with you on that one. But René Morlenstein, completely right. The Glazers shithouses don't want to spend because of their current situation and trying to sell the club. In all fairness, folks, if the situation was these guys were going to be gone before the end of the season, but they're not spending a damn penny in this window, I'd be happy as a pig in shite. Wouldn't you, peeps? Wouldn't you? I mean, if we could actually guarantee that these toss bags would be out of this football club by the start of the new season, man, I don't care if we sign anybody now or not, to be honest. If that just guarantees they're gone, I don't care, to be honest. I mean, it'd be nice to go and get somebody, but if the case was those toss pieces could be gone by the summer, I'd be happy to do our spending then and buy some players then and not do anything right now. Chris Koo says, yeah, that's the priority. So if that could take place, then all the more for it. But is it going to happen, though? I've got a horrible feeling that in about a few months' time, you're going to see a statement released by Manchester United which says that Manchester United have seeked outside investment. We've had big investment from whoever, some bloody gastastic American conglomerate or something probably, for 29% of the sale of the club. The Glazers will retain, ownership of the football club and control of the football club, but we sold for an X amount of the football club or whatever it is, and we've been generated 200, 300, 400, 500 million, whatever it may be, 600. Obviously, if you're selling that much, it would be like $1 billion or whatever it would be, but we've generated this amount of money. We're now going to put this into infrastructure. We're now going to do the stadium. We're now going to do the facilities. We're now going to do this, X, Y, Z, and all the rest of it, and we're now going to spend some money on players. That's what I've got a horrible feeling is going to be the case, though. And if that's the case, I mean, it's better than a kick in the anus, I suppose. But it's not what we really want. We want a full, complete sale of the club, because otherwise they do retain complete control of the club. And they're not shepherding us to where we should be going. So if that was the case, yes, okay, it would be good to get some money into the club in order to spend and get the stadium up to scratch and get everything that we need up to scratch and some players in. But ultimately, they're going to keep that stranglehold of Manchester United, and we do not need that. So we need a full sale. Let's hope that's what it is. But I've got a horrible feeling they are just going to seek outside investment just to sell a piece of the football club off in order to appease the fan base and spend what they need. But they can still keep the club because they're basically slumlords and they know what they're doing here. And they've got a great asset here at Manchester United, which is worth, $5 billion, which is growing by the day, growing by the year, really. The popularity of football, the money involved in football, it's only going one way. And they know that. And they own this football club and they could keep milking it every single season that they've got it. And they will do that. So, yeah, until they're gone, we won't be able to progress properly. Stephen Dagbanner says this young players are not dominating in their youth league and you're talking about first team. Let's be serious. You could have said the same for some of the other youngsters that have come through into our first team, people like Rashford, etc. You've got to give them chances. People take up, there's also, you can't necessarily go on who's got the raw talent. Honestly, as silly as it sounds to say, it's all about who can do it on the day, who can do it when they're in the first team, when they take their opportunity. That's what it's about as well. Some players might have all the talent in the world, but when they get on that big stage, they fucking bottle it and they don't take their opportunities. Other players, you might think they're a bit of a bang average player, but they just seem to turn up and prove their point and do the job. That's also got to be, you've got to have opportunities in order to prove yourself, whether you've got the mentality or not. That's also another thing that has to happen. So I'm not seeing any opportunities much this season for players like that. That's only one tiny criticism we could really have of Ten Hag, is that he hasn't played all that many youth players. That's right, Paul. He says some players at a young age thrive in a better team at a higher level. Precisely. Some players will take the opportunity. What about, there's a lot of examples of youngsters who are very impressive in their youth setup and burst through, like Owen or Rooney and people like that, and go into the first team naturally like that. Other players maybe get a chance for whatever reason, an injury, or they get stuck in a cup game, and all of a sudden they're absolutely blitzing the opposition and impressing everybody because they've got the bollocks for it. They've got the big game mentality. That's important. Some people fold under pressure and other people make a diamond out of pressure. And that's what it can be like for some young players. Jamza, what's going on? He just says, we just seem to be signing everyone else targets. No plan, in my opinion. Yeah, it's just somebody, somebody to come in. It's a body, isn't it? Somebody to come in and try and plug the gap. It's pathetic, really. It's actually pathetic in general, this January window so far from United. I mean, Kate Cadet's right. He's not really happy with the signing of Weghorst. I'm happy with this signing in the sense that we'll be getting a player that is something that we don't have, and we do need a number 9. We do need somebody who's physical and provides us something different to Tony Martial, can hopefully contribute some goals. But ambition-wise, it's still bloody mediocre. It's still a bloody mediocre show of ambition. It's just literally, as Reddy Mornestein says, just a stopgap signing because of the situation with the Glazers. I mean, look at this, guys. So, this is a statement here from Mark Ogden reporting that Ten Hag has made it clear that a new striker is needed to help secure top 4 finish. And such an achievement would boost their chances of signing their favoured attacking option, with Victor Osimhen high on that list. But we're not going to be going to sign Victor Osimhen or somebody of that caliber or something like that type of player. It's just basically it's a new striker who's going to come in and be temporary for us until we can go and get a proper signing, hopefully when the Glazers have gone. Oh, crikey, Ice Queen Gaming, that's not good. You're allergic to a rash, crikey. Bloody hell, it wasn't that original Source Mint one, was it? I used that in the downstairs mix-up area once and had a very nasty surprise. Crikey. Anyway, yeah, we cannot trust these scumbags, Kate Cadet. Absolutely spot on, dude. That's the problem with these guys at this football club. They are just parasites. Okay, let's get into the rest of the transfer news then, peeps. So, as it stands, negotiations are currently taking place between Man United and Burnley and Besiktas to try and strike a deal for Wout Weghorst. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out, but it could well be done in a couple of days, or there is still ways that it could fall down. Besiktas, we read their statement earlier on. Besiktas want to be compensated reasonably well for a player that they've got until the end of the season. They said that there is no exit clause, in their contract, in the player's contract, stating that his contract can be terminated with a compensation of 2.5 million euros in case of an offer from the Premier League. That's fictitious. So reports that there's a clause in there. Fictitious. There is no 2.5 million release clause involved, so that's not the case. They did say, however, the player in question will leave the team on Tuesday is completely untrue. The initiative regarding Wout Weghorst belongs entirely to Besiktas. So they need to be compensated from Burnley. Manchester United have to make all parties happy here. Still not 100% guaranteed that it's going to happen, but it's looking reasonably likely anyway that could be the case. He could become a Man United player this week, so negotiation taking place. We'll keep you posted as and when things do materialise like that. We've got to wait on the Wout Weghorst deal after, we've essentially agreed this situation with Burnley. They're happy to let him come to us. That's the understanding, but it's just a case of now Burnley and Besiktas having this deal sorted out. So we're working to find a solution. What else have we got here, peeps, that has come through? Let's take a little look and see what's going on. But yes, if you're just getting in the stream, guys, we're going to have a Q&A in a minute. Smash that like button on the video if you haven't done so. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get yourself involved for the latest updates in regards to this transfer window. We'll bring you all the latest goings on and happenings that are taking place. Okay, so yes, there you go, guys. In fact, I'm pretty much just going to do a quick rundown. Then we're going to get into the live chat. It's there's not too much really progressing. It's just more negotiations taking place between Besiktas, Man United and Burnley, etc. So if you're just joining us, the big news of the day really is that Chelsea have reached a verbal agreement to sign Joao Felix on loan from Atletico Madrid with a fee believed to be 11 million euros, which is slightly below the initial asking price that they set. Man United and Arsenal keen, but the 23-year-old has a choice and Chelsea project has appealed to him. More reinforcements to follow this month. So yes, Champions League football maybe being a factor, but also the biggest factor is that they're prepared to pay the money, to Atletico. So that's the biggest factor here. That's the reason why they have got him. Griffo Chaz, you legend, he says, Ten Hag turned Haller into a world beater. Brobbery wasn't a household name until Ten Hag worked with him. Weghorst for 6 months to help the team out is a no-brainer. Yeah, well, that's it. It's a no-brainer when you've got no ambition and no money. It is, yeah. It's a decent, player, but ask yourself this. If Man United had 70 million to spend on a player right now, would we be getting Veggie? I don't know. I don't think we would. It's just it's just temporary, temporary fix. So Andy Young says, I disagree. The issue is we come out saying we want XYZ player and don't do anything about it and then lose the player to another big club. Don't come out if you don't want other clubs stealing them. Fair one, Andy, but is it really a case of us coming out? I don't necessarily think that the club's, making a statement saying we want to sign Joao Felix. I think it's just that's what the narrative is. The media obviously get hold of bits of information and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure if it's we coming out and saying it, but, as a fan base, obviously we say this, but, the actual club, it doesn't matter. If you've got the interest to sign a player, it shouldn't really matter. If you're capable of getting that player signed up, if your negotiations are good enough, if your recruitment team are not a bunch of melters, you can get the deal done, even if everybody in the world and their dog knows that you're interested in a player. So I would love to, say that we missed out here because Chelsea, done this, done that. No, we just shit at recruitment, bud. We are just shit at recruitment. I feel we'll get Here We Go for Weghorst tomorrow. Could be, Ronnie. Could be. Might take a little bit longer, but could be. Man United needs some 78-plus player picks. You're damn right, Purpose. We really do. Griffo says, if I look like Tom Holland, I'd be banging Zendaya. But I don't, so I'm not. Got to work with what we got, sadly. Tom Holland's a melter lad. Fair play to you, though. Vincent Bullock says you are great. Paul D says agents put it out there to start bidding more to line their own pockets. That's a good point as well. There is a big narrative. Plus, also what happens is PR departments from different football clubs like to drip information down into the media, into the press, in order to try and, boost their strengths in negotiations elsewhere as well. Just for instance, if it looked like, I don't know, Manchester United was signing Joao Felix, then maybe Besiktas, if they sniffed a bit of money and didn't want to lose out on a few quid, maybe they'd be more likely to do the deal if there's a possibility that Man United might just give up and go elsewhere. These types of things happen a lot. So, yes, it's one of those. We've just got to wait and see how it pans out, see how it plays out. We are shit at transfers, though, most definitely, yes. So that's the big news there. And then there's negotiation taking place for Weghorst. Reported agreements closed. Besiktas have released a statement. I mean, I've basically gone through all of it, guys. That'll do. So let's get into the live chat. Let's get into the live chat, see what you legends are saying. Do smash that like button, hit the subscribe so you can chat. You only need to be subscribed for 0 seconds to have your say and get involved in the live chat, so please do. And we are not that far away. Let's see how many we are away from 69,000 subscribers. We're not too many away. We are currently 65 people away. We're on 68,935. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Help us get to 69,000. Yeah, Griffith says, I could have used an example, to be fair, but I thought that would be inappropriate, says Griffo Chaz. Well, okay. That's riddles. Speaking of riddles there, my son. Ronnie Dodge says, we get owners like Dubai clubs like Chelsea won't have any chance. Yeah, I'm with you there, bud. We are pretty ridiculous when it comes to the support we've got worldwide. Also, the history of this club is incredible. Nut says 69k is incoming. John O'Connor says, love to cash in on Bissaka and Mags now, says John O'Connor. Well, you could cash in on Wan-Bissaka. His premium should be very high right now. Crystal Palace reportedly have some sort of an interest. I don't know, really. I kind of think Wan-Bissaka's worth keeping. We're not going to go and sign a replacement, are we? Wan-Bissaka's proven himself recently, actually, to Ten Hag and to everybody else, that he does have a vital role to play in this team. There's a lot of games. Diogo Dalot can't play them all. And Wan-Bissaka's a fantastic option to come in. And he is defensively better than Diogo Dalot. There's no getting away from that. His tackling's insane. Dalot's come on leaps and bounds and he's been brilliant. And he's had the better season out of the two, of course. But Wan-Bissaka, though, wow. His defending is next level. It's just about adding all the different facets to his game. And he's been better at that recently. So he's definitely a player I would keep. Let's have a vote in the chat, though, on Wan-Bissaka. Let's say maybe you could generate 30 or 35 mil selling him to right now, which you could invest elsewhere. It's not bad, is it? But let's just ask the chat. Would you keep or sell? I'd definitely keep him. We need him to the end of the season as far as I'm concerned. But what do you think, guys? Keep or sell Wan-Bissaka? It's an interesting one. Yes, we do need a proper scouting team that needs football vision. Pete Morris says Liverpool get Gakpo, Chelsea get Felix, we get Weghorst. It's just wrong, isn't it, Pete Morris? It's wrong. Now you put it like that, it's just it's not great. Why would you put the club up for sale, not spend in January and risk not finishing the top four and lower the value of your club? It's idiotic. That's a really good point, Kate Cadet. What a really good comment. Speculate to accumulate, spend in Jan so you guarantee top four so you can sell it for as much as possible with Champions League football. Great shout. I don't know what they're doing. I think their true intentions are not to sell and just seek outside investment to sell a piece of the club and keep control. Griffo says people who want to sell out Wan-Bissaka in January should be arrested for intention to murder, because if Dalot plays every minute with no replacement, he will die. He has basically played every minute this season, hasn't he, up until the World Cup? Yeah, nice one, Griffo. I like your comment, though. You're right. We need depth. You can't expect him to play every single game, but he has played probably the most minutes out of anyone, hasn't he? In the squad this season, he has been, like a shoe-in for most games. But yes, now Wan-Bissaka, we've got to have Wan-Bissaka involved in the squad. You're spot on. Keeps says Chris Koo and Kingslayer and Putra Konawan. Keeps says account CB until the end of the season. Vincent says keep an eye on Instagram later today. Why is that then, my son? Pete Morris says keep Wan-Bissaka. Andy Young says Pig, with reports saying we are in for Mbappe and top 10 players at a time, we end up with Fred. I wouldn't be surprised if instead of Dubai ownership, we get a tramp from Leeds. Andy Young, or more American owners who are just gashtastic, mate. Or Mike Ashley. Wouldn't that be funny, mate? Oh, Manchester United has been acquired from the Glazers in a huge deal from Mike Ashley. That'd be awful, wouldn't it? You agree, says the Kate Cadet. You want to know what doing with CR7 wages and why we're paying Sancho 300k a week? Yeah, there you go, Christopher McKinnon. Spot on. We're saving $2 million a month from Ronaldo. It's got to go elsewhere, doesn't it? Weghorst is not that. There's still plenty of money spare. Okay, Vincent Bullock, nice one, bud. Sounds good. Orlando Arenado, keep he's good, and we need a proper defender as backup. Spot on, agree. Definitely. You need different horses for different courses as well. Different games, different teams. Sometimes you need somebody who's maybe more defensively sound, certainly to come on last 20 minutes of a game and shut up shop. Maria Steer says, no, Dosh, can't shift players on because they're too much money. Jones is on 110k a week. He ain't going nowhere. Slabby 200k a week. We're stuck with that melt for years to come. I think we're definitely stuck with Jones. Maguire might have the mentality of wanting to go and play elsewhere to keep in the England squad and that kind of thing. Or maybe not. Maybe he'll take the money. But I think Maguire will go in the summer. Honey Badger says, what's up, big? Can't wait for Wout Weghorst to bang in the game winner against Arsenal so Zane can cry to mommy. Come on there, Honey Badger. Let's go. What's been going on with Sancho? Well, he's just been, Ten Hag said the other day, he's he's gone away to get his condition. He wasn't fit. He wasn't 100% fit. And, he's basically gone away to get his mental fitness and his physical fitness up to scratch. And he will be, being introduced back into the side soon. Gareth Bale's retired. Absolutely, Vincent Bullock, man. I mean, he's one of the best British players of all time. If he's not the best, he's probably the second best. I would argue Rooney is the best British player of all time. But, or certainly in the Premier League era. You could argue going back, people like Bobby Charlton or whoever. But I'm just talking about, Premier League era, best British player of all time, or since the Premier League era, would be Wayne Rooney for me. But Gareth Bale is a close second, in my opinion. I mean, he has got, 4 Champions League or 5 Champions Leagues? 4 or 5? I think he's got 4. 4 Champions League trophies, I think Gareth Bale's got. Maybe he has got 5. No, he's got 4. Either way, it's looking ridiculous, the career that he's had, and he's always been a great talisman for Wales and exceeded expectation, really, with them at most tournaments, apart from the last one, where they were shite. But before that, he did very, very well for them. Yeah, Andy Young, I don't know why Bale didn't just go to America. They've got some lovely golf courses out there as well. I would have thought he would have still carried on playing to a good level and just smashed fools up. I agree, he probably could have gone on somewhere like that. I don't know, he's just had his day, hasn't he? He's made a lot of money. Fair play to him, wants to end on a reasonable high. Not that reasonably high, but he wants to end close to his best. Some players, they will go to a league, say, I don't know, in America or Saudi Arabia or somewhere, and they will just fester away for a couple of years and take the cash. But Bale is definitely up there for best British player ever. Did you see Roberto Martinez appointed as Portugal head coach, failed at Everton and prime Belgium team? How has he earned the job? Dude, I did see that appointment. It's bizarre, mate. So when he was at Wigan, he won the cup, didn't he? But then he got relegated. Same season. He got that Belgian job. He's had it for a long time. He's kind of failed miserably with their golden generation of players. Literally, Belgium's squad over that time that Martinez has had it. One of the best squads in international football, bar none, really. It's fantastic. Golden generation for Belgium. He's always failed. I like Roberto Martinez. He seems like a super nice guy, but I have no idea why he's been given the Portugal job at all. No idea at all. It makes zero sense. I don't understand it. So, yes, I agree with you. What is his achievement that he's made with Belgium in the last tournament? What's the achievement that's got in the job? It seems like they've had one proper gastastic mediocre manager, and they've just gone and appointed another gastastic mediocre manager. Strange. There you go. 8 million wages plus 15 mil loan fee for 6 months only. Interesting. Well, okay there. Hey, what's going on, Lewis Sturridge? Vutinator says, Honey Badger, bang on, mate. What did Honey Badger say? Let's go, we're asking too much for Felix, not to put off that he's not coming. Plus, I don't want to help Simeone, that scumbag, out with anything. Nice one, mate. Yeah, still repping the Beckham's team, mate. Team Beckham, you know what I mean? But no, fair enough. It's a lot of money, but I still think we would have been better off spending it. It's only money. It's not our money. It's not even that much money, really. We've spent 80 million on a fridge in recent years, for Pete's sake. Not even that much money, is it? IQ Insane says too much for 6 months. I mean, not if it's the difference between you winning the fucking league and not. You know what I mean? You've got to speculate to accumulate. You spend money, you get a better player. That's it. And also, it's an option to buy in the deal as well. So potentially, yes, okay, you're spending 9 million up front, but then 70 million quid later, he's your player for 79 million quid in the summer if he's had a great 6 months for you. It's like a proper audition. Imagine if we could have had an audition with Harry Maguire, where we just paid 9 million up front and 70 million down the line. We'd have been well happy with that, wouldn't we? We have him for a season, we have him for 6 months, and we go, yeah, we spent 9 million, but you know what? He's shite. Let's fucking not spend the 70 mil on him. I don't really see that. I don't really see why it's that bad of an option. If you've got an option to buy someone for 70 mil, 9 mil up front, yeah, okay, it's an expensive audition, it's an expensive loan, but he's a classy player. And then also you've got an option to buy the guy. And if he had a great 6 months and you had a strong end to the season, he might want to stay. You might be able to do the business because he's settled in, he enjoys the club, he likes the club. So I don't know. I think we've missed out personally. I know I can understand a lot of people not wanting to spend that much on a loan, but it's not our money. I would like to just get this guy in and help the team, be as best as we possibly can. Give us depth if Bruno's injured or, up top there in the goal scoring positions when we need. He might not be an out-and-out striker, out-and-out number 9, but he could definitely play false 9. You could definitely have him play instead of Bruno Fernandes if Bruno Fernandes is injured or if we've got a lot of games coming. Donny van der Beek has just been injured for a long term. We've got to think about these things, guys. So it would have been nice. No, Felix is not coming Maria Steer. He is looking like he's going to Chelsea. There's the update from David Ornstein. I'll put it on the screen throughout anyway. Chelsea reached verbal agreement to sign Joao Felix on loan. He was playing USA, way too much money for a bench warmer, better options out there, but he wouldn't be warming a bench. He wouldn't be warming a bench, I don't think. I think he would be being a strong contender for getting in the team, most definitely. What is Weghorst? Is Weghorst going to come in and play every single game at number 9? I don't think he is. I think he's going to be a squad player. We'll see, though. We'll see. Guys, do us a favour. Only 7 likes away from 100 likes. Smash that like button on the video. Let's get this sucker to 100. Subscribe and get yourself smashing that bell icon for notifications. We're going to cover all the latest news on the channel throughout this transfer window and give you all the updates. So please do show your support by dropping a thumbs up and it help us compete with clickbait wankers and corporation melts. Chelsea fan, but I like watching you play FIFA. We need a striker. It's only 20 million. It's a good deal. I think it's a good deal for you, Gary. It's only money. It's not your money as a fan, is it, either? It's only money. If your team's prepared to spend that money to get as good a player in as they can get to help them as much as possible, all credit to your club for doing that. We're not the type of club to do that right now, and I'm annoyed about that. So I think, yes, you might spend a lot of money for him, but it's only money, and it's going to help you out significantly. Yes, sadly, even Bowley won't buy Maguire since he can't CB. Honey Badger says that American owner at Chelsea just throwing money around with no plan. Well, okay, but, he's investing heavily at the start. They're having ambition at the very least. It might be misguided, but they are making strides. Weghorst has to be someone who can be on off the pitch bench late on, so surely he won't be starting games. I think he will be starting a lot of games, but he won't be starting all the games. It's not like he's going to be number 1. It's still Martial's going to be fighting it out for him. We don't have enough up there still, if you ask me. Yes, we do need a type of player like Weghorst and not Felix, but in my opinion, it wouldn't have hurt to have ambition and go and get both. Saw people saying that Wales' greatest ever players retired from football, but can't find the news anywhere. From what I can see, Dan James is still active at Fulham. Good job there, Griffo. Love it. Right, okay, guys, we're going to wrap this video up here, I think. Might just read 1 or 2 more comments out, actually. But Chelsea at the moment doesn't have plans, says Stephen. Rather have the Dutch Peter Crouch, Wout Weghorst and Memphis slow as to pay. I probably would too. I'll be worried having Weghorst starting, says Kate Cadet. We've provided a lot of goals from elsewhere. The goals have not really been coming from number 9. So I don't see how it'll be any worse. People like Rashford stepping up, scoring goals, It's like we probably will not be any worse off having Weghorst in there instead of Martial. It will probably be better off. Martial's out of favour at the moment, not looking too good. I would start Weghorst ahead of Martial if we signed him tomorrow in the next game. And Martial has to prove himself because he's not been clinical enough lately. So he does get in my 11 at the moment, but that's just a sad indictment of what's going on at Man United more than anything. I am pretty tired, Hoop Man. Doing a FIFA stream or day off? Don't know yet, actually, Hoop Man, my friend. Hopefully doing one, yeah. Haller is back in training for chemo, says, oh, Ronnie Dodge, oh, is he really? He's back in training after chemo. Man, let's get some love hearts in there for Haller, Sebastian Haller. Are you serious? Back in training after chemo, that is awesome news, bud. Trust 100% if Weghorst is his choice. Let him get on with it, says Vutinator. Well, yes, fair play, there you go. But is it really his choice? Like Renan Morlestein said, it's just a stopgap. It's not really his proper first choice, is it? It's his choice in the sense that he's allowed to shop around in this loan deal window, or for these loan deals in the window. But look, Morlestein said Erik ten Hag knows what he's doing for sure. He is 30, so it's a stopgap because the ongoing rumours for the takeover and new owners. So yeah, ten Hag wants him, but he wants him based on a set of limitations. That's my problem with the whole situation. It's a set of limitations. Yeah, go into the game tomorrow, so have a great watch on. Thank you, Vincent. You two enjoy it. Meant for now. Yes, indeed. For now, for a stopgap for short term, that's what it is, really, this signing. That's what it is. Nothing changed behind the scenes. Goes out. It's a bang average, mediocre signing. You know, it's okay. It's what we need. Yes, okay. But it's a bang average mediocre signing. Let's not pretend it's anything other than that. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. There's the latest news. Whenever there is some news and advancements in regards to Wout Weghorst to United or anything else, we will jump on and give you the latest update. So please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. All at Flying Pig United. You can check out the website, flyingpigunited.com, for United news. Also, the merchandise site is flyingpigclothing.com if you want to get yourself a Glazers Out t-shirt. That's it from me, though, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning into the channel today. Come back after this video is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in about the Joao Felix to Chelsea situation. Do you think we're missing out or not? Come back afterwards in the not live comments and have your say. Also, have yourself a good one. And we will be back with the latest news very, very soon. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. It is bad, Pedro Sanchez, mate. Donny van de Beek got injured. We need depth. We need some fucking, quality and depth there, man. We don't have it. It's a lack of ambition. I am pissed off about it, mate. You can feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. I personally feel like Manchester United are sleeping yet again here. Lacking ambition. Classic Glazers Out bullshit. That they are just, sapping the ambition of this club. That's what I feel. Other clubs are going out there making strides to try and have as strong a finish to the season as possible. Manchester United going to get Smeghorst. Mediocre at best. That's how I feel. That's it from me, guys. Sorry to say how I feel, but that's how I feel. It's an okay signing, but there's no ambition from this football club anymore. See you in a bit, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Much love to you. Come back afterwards and have your say on the on the situations, and we will see you very, very shortly. We'll be back this evening with another United news video if there is any sort of news to jump on and discuss. So keep your eyes peeled, guys. Thanks for watching as always, and that's it from me. Take it easy.